All right, hi everyone, and welcome to the webinar, How to Convert 9 times more customers with SmartrMail. My name's Dom, and I'm just going to share my screen, make sure everyone can see it okay. So a little bit about who we are. As I said, my name's Dominic Liss. I'm the sales manager for Neto. I look after the sales teams here. I've been with Neto for about 3 years. So if you've become a Neto customer in the last couple of years, chances are we may have spoken or seen each other at different events around the time. Also have George Hartley, one of the co-founders of SmartrMail, and Josh, head of marketing and product with us as well. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. They're actually going to take us through everything today. The agenda for today is we're going to go through an introduction to SmartrMail. Then the guys are going to jump in and look at segmentation, email design, and automation. Going to go through the abandoned cart and the automated product recommendation emails, smart send frequency, A/B testing, tracking success, and how to get started with SmartrMail. So that's it from me. I'll hand over to the guys that can sort of take you through and show what they've got to show you.
Great. Thanks, Dom. Awesome. All right. So thanks everyone for jumping on. My name's George, and that's Josh, who's head of marketing, and I'm a co-founder of SmartrMail. And SmartrMail is an app to help you send personalized email marketing on a bigger scale, and it's specifically for e-commerce, and that's why we built it. Yeah, with today's demo, we're just going to do a couple of minutes overview on the app and why we built it, and just like a few minutes about it, and then we're going to show you a couple of minutes as how you would set it up if you're a new customer and haven't used it, and then we're going to get into the features. So we'll go through all the key features of SmartrMail. And at the end, we'll do a short Q&A. Also, if you do have any other questions that sort of come up while we're doing the demo, feel free to throw them in the chat, and I can jump on and help answer them while Josh is doing the demo. So we built SmartrMail to be the easiest, smartest email tool that we could for e-commerce. Basically, as a customer, I got sick of getting sent these types of emails from stores I'd actually shopped at, and they had content that was completely irrelevant to me. As someone who had shopped on these stores, and we thought, there must be a better way for any e-commerce store to do email marketing that's more personalized. And there was a study done 2 years ago that found when you actually do send personalized content to your customers in e-commerce, you get 7 times more sales from those emails than if you're just sending generic, which is like a huge number, and it kind of helped reinforce the need for why we were going to build SmartrMail. And from a higher level as to how SmartrMail works to actually send personalized content, it works because we plug into your store. So you add SmartrMail to your Neto store, and we actually get the store data. So we get your sales data and your customer data and your product data, and we throw that into a machine learning engine and combine it with actual on-page tracking as well. So what that means is for your customers, once they've visited your store and you're running SmartrMail, we can actually improve our recommendations for every single customer for these emails. And then at the end, we obviously give you a bunch of automatic email tools that you can use to kind of help put some of your email marketing on autopilot. We also have, I guess, what you'd call your sort of traditional email marketing tools as well, like your email newsletters, your abandoned carts, all those sorts of things that are really important for e-commerce email. We give you all those as well. So it's a kind of, a complete email marketing app. And like I mentioned, we've been working closely with Neto throughout sort of the last half of last year, and to really build a deep integration into Neto stores. So the whole idea is you shouldn't have to do a big setup to get going with some sophisticated email marketing. You really just add the app, and a lot of the hard work and getting the data in and all that stuff should just happen automatically. And so we've kind of partnered with Neto for the last few months to kind of build on top of that API and really try and make it a good experience for you guys as customers. So yeah, we'll dive into the actual overview. I'll shut up,
Yeah.
and Josh will take over and show you the setup and then some of the key features.
Cool. Yeah. Everyone, thanks for jumping on. So this is a brief overview. If you're already using the app, some of it might be a bit repetitive, but it's mainly the first part is kind of just geared for people who are new to the app. So I'm going to just go over how you actually set up the Neto store, then quickly onto the segmentation options for your Neto data, how you design an email, some of our automated features, and then some new features that we've recently released.
Cool.
So to actually get started, all you have to do is go onto our homepage and click on the Install on Neto button. And here it's pretty simple. All you have to do is add your store name, and this will be used for your login every time. So we can just say this. And after you've created a SmartrMail account, you just have to do a few steps to actually integrate your store. And then the rest is pretty simple. And we've actually made a few of the emails for you already. So first, you'll have to pull your API key from Neto. There's instructions on our site and on Neto's on where to get this. And there's a link that'll directly link you to your control panel. And then you just have to add your store address. And that's just for CAN spam regulation and other regulations that you have to have your address in the bottom of your emails. And now, I'll jump into the rest of the app. So when you log into SmartrMail right away, you'll have stats there for you that'll show you your revenue, the amount of emails sent, and the customers you have. And they're all e-commerce related stats that'll help you get more sales from your store. So the first part I'll jump into is actually the segmentation and how the customers work. So your customers from Neto will automatically be added to your store, and this will sync and update about every 24 hours. And for new customers, it'll sync about every half an hour. And this is a Shopify test store, but for Neto, this list will come automatically. And if you have other customers that have come in from, say, MailChimp or Neto Mail that might not be in your Neto database, you can add them through manually creating a list here. And how the lists work, it doesn't work like MailChimp does. You can have the same customer in 5 different lists. You'll only be charged for that customer once. And when you go to send to multiple lists, it'll only send that email once, so you don't have to worry about the same customer receiving more than one email. And also one thing to note is if you do have unsubscribes from when you're moving over, you can also import that list through an unsubscriber, so you're not sending to people who might have unsubscribed previously on your last email app. And so now I'll jump into the segments. This actually doesn't show that too well on this actual screen share, but I'll try my best. So what we have here is segmentation options to allow you to segment based on email engagement, purchase activity, and other variables within Neto. So this actually doesn't show well in the screen share, but what there are you can segment based on email campaigns. So if you want to segment to people who have received a certain email campaign, or you can segment based on how many times people have ordered or how much they've spent on your store. And you can get really, really deep on that data too. So you can actually see the exact products that they've ordered and create segments based on that. Or you can segment based on collections, which is categories within Neto, and also all the data within Neto itself. So company name, user group, sales channel, account manager, web status, anything that's actually on your Neto customer profile, you can segment by that within SmartrMail. And a new feature that we recently released too is the postcode segmentation. So this really helps if you're running a brick and mortar store as well, and you want to send an offer that's only available to people within a 5-kilometer radius. You can figure out the postcode range for, say, we're in Collingwood in Melbourne, and figure out the postcodes and put them in here. So you're only sending relevant offers if you have, say, a click and collect or an in-store offer that's not available online. And now I'll jump into the designs. So Within SmartrMail, we always, one of our core beliefs is that designs and other email apps take too long, and all you end up doing is spending time designing your emails rather than actually doing the stuff that makes you money. So we've designed the app so any design you do or any function you do should only really take you 5 minutes. So within the design page, which is in the top right drop-down menu, you'll be entered into this page where you can kind of set your template, which will affect all your emails across SmartrMail. So you only have to set it up once and not every single time you go to create an email. So it's a pretty simple setup. All you have to do is set up your header. You just have to add a logo, and you can also add a menu bar if you want, or you could add your own custom HTML. Then you can add your colors, your buttons. If you want to put in variable pricing onto your buttons, you can put it here. If you have different price groups within auto product emails, we will show variable pricing, so you don't have to worry about if you have, say, wholesale prices or retail prices. If the customer is in one of those groups, they'll receive the correct price. And if you have, say, if your default price is not including tax, if you do put price underscore VAT, that will add the tax onto your emails. Next, you can choose your fonts. We have all the fonts that should work on HTML email. If you need to add any specific brand fonts, just reach out to us and we can see if it works. But most of these will work across Gmail and all the major email apps. And then you set your footer. This one has a custom HTML footer, but you can simply set your address, your unsubscribe link, and any social links that you want to have. And now I'll go into creating a regular newsletter. So one issue with other email apps or even Neto Mail is that it takes a long time to actually add products to your email. By the time you upload your images, copy and paste your descriptions, your links, sometimes even forgetting your links. So we've tried to make it as simple as possible in SmartrMail by integrating the products into our app. So when you actually go to create an email and add a product, all you have to do is search for it. It'll come through as a drop-down, and you can just select it. We've used a Mustache and Beard store for this one. I think it suits the both of us well. And it's not just products you can add. One thing to note: if you do want to edit the descriptions, you can. We'll pull the regular description for your store, and which sometimes can be a bit long, but you can always delete it. And if you highlight the text, you can also make it bigger, smaller, bold it, italicize it. And it's not just products that you can add. You can also add text. And then to style text, you just have to highlight it. You can add images. For those that are creating their emails in Photoshop or another image editor, there's an edge-to-edge option as well, so you can have your emails with all the images flushed together to create that uniform look. There's buttons. And there's this collection block. So this doesn't actually pull a category from your Neto store. What it does is gives you that same product block look and feel, but will allow you to upload your own image. Say if you're not sharing a specific product, you maybe were just sharing a specific category. And you can still style this too. So the vertical option allows you to stack the image on top of the text in the button. And the last thing is HTML. So if you do have, say, a shoppable Instagram gallery or a countdown timer, you can add that with the HTML block within SmartrMail. And if you are someone that is creating your emails totally through HTML, or you're using an agency that does it through HTML, there is an HTML composer as well that you can just switch to and just drop it into SmartrMail. And this up here is a column picker too. So say if you want 2-column or 3-column products, you just have to click that, and then it'll create 2-column products at the end of your email. And then it's a simple schedule and send like you would do in any newsletter app. So if you have any questions on that, just message through the chat as well. And now I'm going to jump into some of the automated emails. So like George mentioned, the reason we created SmartrMail is because there was a lack of personalized email apps out there that help stores easily send personalized content. So that's what we really try to do with auto product emails, is set up automated emails that'll send each of your customers the products that they're most likely to buy. And over the last few months, we've been adding new variations to this and adding the ability for you to even add more human control. So the auto product emails are quite simple. You can first choose the type of auto product email you want to send. We have different recommendation engine templates. Personalized, what this is, it'll send products that each customer is most likely to buy, and everyone should receive a different email. If we have no purchase data on them, they will just get popular products. But the theory behind this, it's a bit more complicated, but person A and person B, if they say have purchased this beard oil in the past, and person B goes on to buy this conditioner, recommend that conditioner to person A. And then all you have to do is choose the recipient list, set a header and some body text. Play with the content mix. So these won't necessarily just pick bestsellers or full price products. They'll just favor them. So add a higher score to the algorithm when we're picking it. You can choose how many products in your email and set the time you want the emails to go out. You can set on the basic plan, you can just set one of these, but on the advanced plan, you can actually set multiple sets of these emails. So you can say have new products go out on a Monday and your personalized content go out on a Wednesday. And there's as I mentioned, there's the different personalization type or recommendation engine types. So those are personalized bestsellers, which is just bestsellers across your store, new arrivals, which is new arrivals across your store, and slow moving inventory. What slow moving inventory is products that have been added over 30 days ago, but haven't been purchased within the last 30 days. And like I mentioned, you can add more than one of these. So in this example here, I've set up one for people who have bought beard products and another one for people who bought mustache products. And you can add the human control in here by going into the email, and within the content mix, there's an advanced section, and you can choose to say only show for people who bought mustache gear before, only show them mustache gear. Whereas for smaller data sets, sometimes the algorithm will take a bit of time to actually get all the necessary data to give a good recommendation. You can fast track that by adding the collection filter in already. And now I will jump into abandoned cart emails. So abandoned carts, we recently added to Neto about 3 months ago. And what these allow you to do is send follow-up emails after somebody abandons a cart within Neto. How this works is if somebody creates a cart and adds items to it and leaves the items in there for longer than an hour and leaves the site, we'll send them a follow-up email. The benefit of doing them with SmartrMail rather than Neto is that you can send more than one. So one good use for this is you probably don't want to send an offer and then your first email, especially if you're sending it right away, because then you're just really giving up free revenue to your customers. So you can send your first email and saying, this one has a discount, but you can say, hey, did something go wrong? Here's our support email. Here's our phone number. If you have any questions, just reach out and ask. And you could set that to send after the first hour after they abandon a cart. And then you could set up a second and third one, say at 12 hours or even a few days after. And if they still haven't ordered and completed their purchase, you can say, hey, here's 10% off, or here's a free shipping code. And that by mixing and matching those offers, you can really see what the reason is why people aren't converting on your site, and optimize your offers so they are. And all the stats will show here for each of the 3 emails, and it'll show you the opens, the clicks, the revenue, and per email. One thing you can also do is if you say you have a free shipping offer that's only available for over $50, you can also include recommended products that use the same recommendation engine as the auto product emails. And at the end of the email, it'll just include 2 recommended products based on what people have viewed on site or purchased before. It's not showing in this preview from the screen share. Cool. And then the next 2 emails, I won't really go into them too much, but if you do jump on a trial, we can actually tailor these to you and based on what your store is sending. But one is the welcome email. So this is just when somebody signs up to your list or makes a purchase, you can send them a welcome email. Thanks for signing up. Maybe here's $10 off your next order. And what automated flows are, these will actually send whenever somebody joins a specific segment that you've created in SmartrMail. But these are quite highly customized based on what you're actually selling. But a common use that people use these for is a win-back email. So you can set, hey, whenever somebody has not purchased in 90 days, but they have ordered more than once, let's send them a 10% off coupon to bring them back to their store. But you can also set up emails saying, hey, if someone's purchased this item, but they haven't purchased the matching item B, if they match these rules, let's send them another automated flow, maybe 2 months after the purchase, saying, hey, complete the set. This works really well with furniture stores if you're selling furniture, as people don't usually buy the entire set at once if it's a high value purchase. And now I'm going to jump into a few of the new features. Actually, I'll quickly go over one thing too. So there's also a pop-up. So if you, we do integrate with a few other Neto add-ons, one being Just Uno. So that will help you get new subscribers onto your newsletter. But we have one really easy one to set up with SmartrMail. It's quite simple. All you have to do is add content, your design, a quick thank you page. One thing to note is if you are going to offer a discount code, it is really best practice to share it in this thank you page here, as it's quite a bad browsing experience to send somebody back to an email. And then the trigger. Yeah, now I'll jump into a few new features. So one issue we actually ran into with adding all these new automations is that people were oversending to their customers, in a way spamming them as well, which wasn't good for deliverability, and it wasn't good for sales, and it wasn't good for actually increasing the lifetime value of each of your customers. So we've recently introduced our smart send frequency. And so what this will do is it'll set a time frame that needs to pass before you're allowed to send another email to a subscriber. So best practice is usually 24 hours, but you can definitely be more strict on that, saying even 72 or 1 week. And you can exclude other emails from that as well. So you can say, don't send an email to somebody if they've received an email in 24 hours, but if they abandon a cart, yeah, definitely send that to them. Or if they signed up to a list, send them a welcome email. And you can easily do that here. And this will affect all your emails through SmartrMail. And if it doesn't show, or if it doesn't send, it will show in your stats page. And Dom briefly mentioned A/B testing. We were hoping that was going to be live today, but it should be live this week. But what that will allow you to do is A/B test your subject lines within SmartrMail. And it works. One thing we noticed when people would do that, they would just send subject A and subject B and never actually learn from it. So we wanted to add that optimization into it automatically. So what you'll be able to do is say, choose 2 subject lines and test 20% of your list for an hour. And after that hour passes, we'll pick the subject line that's open most and send the winning subject line to the rest of your subscribers. So you don't have to, after every email, choose a new subject line or learn yourself. And the last thing I'll cover is a stats page. So the great benefit about SmartrMail compared to any other non-integrated options is you can actually see how much sales your emails are creating for you. So within every email that you send, there'll be a stats page that has fully detailed analytics of who's opened your emails, who's clicked them, who's unsubscribed, who's bounced, and and what products have actually been purchased. And there are drop-down stats for all of these, so you can see the opens, and you can see the orders as well. So it'll show the orders from the emails as well as what they purchased from the email as well. Cool. That's about it. If there are a few nitty-gritty options as well within the automated flows, but I think because that is highly customized, once you jump onto the app, we'll jump on a free consultation with you and help you set those up for your store. And I guess, yeah, it went a bit quick, but we'll jump into some questions. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the pop-up?
I briefly talk about it, yeah. Yeah. So if you guys just ask some questions on the app, I'll keep my screen share going so we can show how they all work, and then I'll just answer them here.
Cool. Yeah, so if anyone has any other questions, you can just throw them on the chat and we can just talk through them as well. So yeah, Michelle sort of asked, is this more of a re-engagement, not a lead nurturing tool?
No, Michelle, I'd say you can still do lead nurturing with SmartrMail. So it depends how you're actually getting those leads in. So we integrate with just Uno, like I mentioned. You can also integrate the custom form, which is here. I'll quickly show you that. So you can integrate these forms actually into any pop-up. So SumoMe, lead forms, and then they'll be automatically added to a list. You get these. So you can grab the form here, and you can put that on your site or on your pop-up, and that'll add people to SmartrMail. And then you can just simply use the welcome emails to send them 1, 2, 3, 4, however many welcome emails are in your flow. And then you can use the automated flows to send them different emails based on their actions after signing up. So you could, if they've purchased something, you can move them into another flow. I'll quickly jump into that as well. So yeah, these are the automated flows. You can choose existing segments, but you can also create a new segment whenever you create a new flow. So you can just go here, create a new segment. And then when you actually go to create, and then you'll jump into the segment creator here. I'll just call this a test segment. I can say, hey, I want to send a automated flow to someone that's recently joined my list and has made a purchase. So say they're in my welcome email flow. And then after you create that segment, you'll jump back into the automated flow, and you can create your email based on those rules.
Cool. So Daniel asked, when you activate SmartrMail, do all store system emails get sent with the template, or is it only the marketing emails? So the answer is it is only the emails that we've gone through here to show you today that will get sent from SmartrMail with this design. So the emails that won't come from SmartrMail are the sort of automated transaction ones, which is, when someone actually buys something, they'll get a receipt type email. The rest, like the abandoned carts, all the rest, they'll come from SmartrMail.
Yep.
Meng has asked, what's the price and difference between the basic plan and the advanced plan?
Yeah, cool. I'll quickly show you that now. So there's two plans, the basic and the advanced. The enterprise is if you are quite large and you need a lot of help with us. But most stores do jump on one of these plans. The basic is, there's two base fees. 45 is on the basic, 149 is on the advanced. However, that's just a base fee, and the full price you'll pay is based on how many subscribers you have. And that number can go up and down every month. We'll bill on the highest amount of people you send to. So for, say we have 5,000 subscribers, and the basic plan, it would be $81 a month. But if you were to be on the advanced plan, it would be $197. There's a bit of a weird formula on this, but how you can think of it is on the advanced plan, it's 1 cent per customer, and on the basic plan, it's about 3/4 of a cent. You probably don't want to calculate that, so you can just jump onto our pricing page and plug your customer number in yourself. And when there's also a billing page within the app as well that you can see the calculations.
Yeah, and the big advantage on the advanced plan, and why we tend to suggest it's for stores with 5,000 to 250,000 subscribers, is there's unlimited sending. So if you need to set up lots and lots of automated emails to all of your customers, then this is a good plan for you. And you also get an account manager here in Australia to really help you optimize. That said, even on the basic plan, we're always happy to cast an eye over what you've set up and offer any suggestions as well to help sort of optimize your sending, because obviously we work with a lot of stores, and we kind of pick up, I guess, some best practices, which we're happy to share with you.
There's actually a few feature differences as well. So those auto product emails that I went over, the product recommendation ones that send automatically, you can only set up one on the basic plan, but you can set up as many as you like on the advanced plan. And there's also the A/B testing that will be released with the automated winner that will only be on the advanced plan as well.
Cool. Leslie's asked, are the pop-ups optional? Yeah, they're definitely optional. And like I take your point there, pop-ups aren't for everyone. It is a slightly more aggressive way of building your email list. That said, it does work pretty well. You'll notice if you do enable a pop-up, you should see your list growth go at 2 or 3 times what it normally would be without it. But yeah, it definitely isn't for everyone. But we also have a smart trigger on it. So if you've seen the pop-up, you can set a timer to say, don't show the pop-up again to anyone who's seen it for, say, another 2 weeks or a month or whatever you'd like to set it at, so that people don't keep getting hit with it, which really does annoy people, obviously. Cool. Amanda's asked, if I put an order on hold, will it still trigger the abandoned cart condition?
I don't believe so. It might be best to actually reach out to Neto about that. So how a cart is created is if someone actually goes onto your site and leaves the cart there for an hour. So I believe that's completely different to an on-hold order. So yeah, it shouldn't trigger that.
Okay, Sarah's asked, do you have a system to auto-exclude customers who emails bounce too many times? Yes, we do. So we have a system to handle soft bounces, which is what you're talking about, and hard bounces, which is where, the email address is completely wrong or misformed. And so, yeah, we after multiple soft bounces, they will be excluded, so you don't keep hitting inboxes that aren't there or full. And you won't be billed for customers who aren't subscribed and receiving emails. So we automatically adjust your billing on that. Cool. Michelle has asked, each of my products, wines, fit into multiple categories. A person might buy a wine because it's in the vegan category, but it's also in the organic or red wine. How does SmartrMail know only to recommend other vegan wines? So high level, Michelle, the recommendation engine is it's actually not built from the categories. It's built on user behavior. So basically, it sends data to a recommendation engine, and it looks at a lot of different points of data. But it says, at a very high level, if person A has added these things to their cart or bought this particular product, and person B has added a similar item or bought a similar item, there's a correlation. And so other products that A has also looked at will be included for B, and then it adds a weighting to it. And I guess, the good thing about how quickly machine learning has come along in recent years is that it's not up to us as programmers to work out what are the most likely recommendations. You can just send all the data, and a machine learning engine actually works out what are the best recommendations. So that's kind of high level. It just uses data so to try and be more accurate and tunes over time.
Yeah, I guess one way of thinking it as well is think about like Amazon. If I buy a coffee machine, I might get coffee beans recommended to me for the next month. Or if I buy an accessory for my laptop, I'll get accessories based on that same laptop. So it'll find purchase patterns across your store and then send the most relevant products.
Cool. So moving on to a different Michelle. Is the flow only sending one email based upon actions? Can you automatically schedule a different email to follow up? So yeah, you can schedule multiple emails. You can sort of do flows, I guess you'd say, and you can trigger them based on whether they purely just joined a new list or if they've automatically joined into a segment. So yeah, you can send more than one.
Yeah. And some of the segmentation rules, you can also segment based on campaigns as well. So you can segment based on if someone's received a campaign, or if they've opened a campaign, or if they haven't opened a campaign but have received it. So those are all there. So you can create that entire flow diagram. And we're pretty hands-on with that as well. So if you do need help setting those up and you have a chart that you've done up yourself, just reach out to our support team and they can help you set it up and make sure you're on the right track.
Cool. And it looks like last question here from Jimmy. In the abandoned cart emails, how do we add different images products to the second or third email? I can only see how to change the text or subject lines.
Yeah, I'll quickly show you that, Jimmy. So there's a new feature also coming hopefully this week, maybe next week, that'll allow you to add more than just the body text. So here, if you want to actually create another abandoned cart email, say I set this one at 4 days. You can set the subject line, the body for each email. But for the, if you do want to say add an image or HTML here, we'll have a new feature pretty soon. That'll give you the an option to choose what you want to send or what you want to include there. I'll quickly show you what that will look like too. So it's already in the auto product emails. So rather than just text, which is here, you can also include an image for your body, or you can include HTML. And you'll be able to choose different ones for all of the 3 emails.
Cool. And Amanda's got a question about the free trial. Yeah, there's a 15-day free trial for any new customer joining, which is designed to sort of give you some time to explore the app, set up your design, which hopefully should be quite quick, and send off a couple of emails so you can really test out how it works for generating sales and traffic for your store. Cool. Okay. It looks like that's all the questions. So, like I said, we're happy to chat or offer any support. Just jump on the app and hit the little chat in the bottom corner. And yeah, thanks for everyone for listening. We'll throw you back to Dom.
Yeah, there's one more. I think Michelle, does it automatically sync with all your products in the store? Yes, it does. We'll pull all those products in, and yep.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. It was really, really interesting. I specifically really liked some of those recommendation emails that you were talking about. The way that the Neto customers could actually recommend other products and automate that looks really, really powerful. So for everyone that's on the webinar today, we've actually come up with an offer with SmartrMail for people to switch over to SmartrMail and start saving 30% off your SmartrMail bill for the next 6 months. But on top of that, you also get a free consultation with a SmartrMail expert to actually go through and use that to potentially help set up your campaigns or whatever it is you may need. George, do you want to maybe just talk about what that sort of consultation looks like?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so what that'll actually be is it'll be a 30 to 45-minute session with either me, George, or someone else on the team, and we'll really deep dive into not just into what the features of the app are, but what you need as a store, and help you set up flows and help you set up the strategy for your automations to see what will actually generate sales. And we'll constantly check in with you once we've actually set that up to make sure it is working.
Perfect. Well, thank you again so much to everyone for joining us, and thank you to the guys from SmartrMail. Really, really appreciated the time and yeah, learnt a lot. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.